Andrew, Duncan, the Duncan Duo team, LPT Realty. I want to talk about AI really quick. And when I say AI, I'm talking about large language models. I'm talking about the ChatGPTs, which is obviously the most well-known. I'm a Grok person. I'm an Elon fan. I use Grok every single day. I'm a highest subscriber on Grok. There's Anthropic, there's Claude. There's a bunch of different ones, right? Google's got one, Gemini. AI, however, is massively changing how real estate works. And I think there are a lot of consumers out there that don't quite realize how much information is at people's fingertips. I had a call the other day with a customer and I asked them how much they owed, and they were resistant to telling me, and the first thing I told them was like, look, I can click like one button and figure it out. Like, I'm just asking you to see if you know, or how much you owe, so I can help guide you the right way. You're not gatekeeping information. The premise that you're going to gatekeep information, similarly, like real estate agents use an app called Forewarn. The National Association of Realtors, Florida Association of Realtors provides it to us, and Forewarn allows us to run a mini background check on somebody, because there have been enough realtor attacks and murders, assaults, that real estate agents have been able to, now be allotted this opportunity to determine if the person they're going to go show a home to on Friday night at 8:00 is, a repeat criminal. This premise that you're going to gatekeep information is over. So if a real estate agent is asking you what you owe, they're wanting to know if you know what you owe. And they're simply just wanting to save the hassle of having to go onto AI or Forewarn or one of these data providers and click a button. You're not gatekeeping information anymore. Similarly, with a click of a button, people can figure out who owns the home next door, what you owe, what they owe. Are any of them predators? Do any of them have crimes? AI is moving so fast, and data information is moving so fast, especially in Florida, because we are a public state, meaning that information is publicly available. Property appraiser sites, Hillsborough, county clerk sites. It is moving so fast that if you aren't using it, or if you're not paying attention to it, the world is going to pass you up, and you're not going to realize how much information is available to people. Things like, when a real estate agent's asking you what you owe on your mortgage and you don't want to share it, or you don't want your home value put on Zillow, or like any attempts to gatekeep information from people just are not going to be successful today. They're not going to be successful because the agents and the consumers can get the information. I had somebody not long ago say, well, I want to put my house on the market, but I'm really private and I don't want the address. So can you market my home and not put the address? Said no, because it's just stupid. Like, it's stupid. Number one, someone wants to know the address. They want to be able to look at it. Number two, even if you try and just tell them pinpoint a location, you think that they're not going to figure out the address? Like, it is impossible to think that this information, you can withhold it from people. It is available. It is there. You're not gatekeeping information today. AI has basically replaced the people even need to spend time searching. You can literally give the task to ask AI to find this information, and it will find it. And if you're not using it, and you're not looking up stuff about yourself, or you're not looking up stuff about your home so that you know what you're working with, consumers are going to have a leg up on you. Agents are going to have a leg up on you. They're going to know. I had somebody that came in and they wanted to sell their house. They didn't want to tell us what they owed. And the reason they didn't want to tell us what they owed is because they owed more on it than it was worth. And I don't know if they just thought that magically, we were going to find somebody to overpay for the house, but it's worth what it's worth. But yeah, you can't gatekeep information anymore. AI is changing the game there. The last thing I want to say, I get this a lot too, when someone is wanting to sell their home for what they owe or what they have in it. The market doesn't care. Market doesn't care what you owe. Market doesn't care about your situation. The market doesn't care how much money you spent on the kitchen. The market cares what the market says it's worth. And if you expect that you're in today's day and age of data availability and the ability for AI to find out information, if you expect that you're going to be able to sell a home for considerably more than it's worth to cover your mortgage, it's just not real. It's just not happening. Okay. It's just not. You're not going to find somebody, no matter how much money they are, to overpay for your house. I had a call this week with somebody that had like a $2 million house in Pinellas County, and they owed 2.4. It's worth like $2 million. It was an area that got hit bad by the storms. So, well, can't you find a rich guy from Canada or Europe that would love a property like this? Well, you think they're not going to, of course, maybe they would love a property like this, but you think they're going to overpay? Just because they have money doesn't mean they're stupid. Just because they have the availability to overpay doesn't mean they will. No one's going to do that. They're going to, and if they love the area, then they're going to like your home and then realize it's way overpriced because they're going to look it up. They're going to do the research. No one that's buying a $2 million house isn't doing some due diligence to determine the value. It just, this premise that you can hide the data or you can trick the data, it's just over. Like AI has changed the game. You're not going to sell your house to somebody that has money. They're not going to overpay you for your house because they have money. That's the reason they have money. So again, know the data on your house, know what AI spits out, do some of your own research. It's part of your due diligence, and understand that you're not going to be able to hide the information anymore. It's just not possible in our state. And it's not possible with how advanced all of the large language models and AI are getting. So